We wandered through the medieval town, boots on cobbles and the aroma of roasted chestnuts tickling our noses. There was chill in the air, but I knew, just around the corner, that there was a delicious plate of strangozzi pasta and glass of wine with my name on it. We ducked into a few shops in search of gifts along the way and had post-lunch plans to admire frescoes in a tiny church and the view from the city walls. It was a perfect autumnal day in Italy. Dreaming of arriving in Italy, strolling into a gelateria and ordering your gelato with confidence? If you've been learning Italian with language apps but still can't string a sentence together, it might be time to try another approach. My friend Michelle from Intrepid Italian offers a practical way to learn travel-ready Italian. Thanks to her unique 80-20 method, Michelle teaches you exactly what you need to know to connect with locals and have more authentic travel experiences. There's no getting bogged down in awkward phrases and unnecessary grammar. As an adult learner herself with Italian heritage, Michelle really knows how to bridge the gap between English and Italian. As Roma from London said, the learning methodology is great. I progressed much faster in the last 4 weeks than I ever did on my own or using other language apps. To find out more and claim your free Italian travel phrase guide, visit untolditaly.com/Italian or visit the link in the show notes. As a bonus, you'll also get an exclusive $20 coupon code to use on any of Michelle's online self-paced courses. So visit untolditaly.com/Italian and accelerate your Italian language journey today. Italy in the fall is almost perfect if you ask me. And by fall or autumn, I mean that in the meteorological sense, because the months are now a bit topsy-turvy these days. Even mid-October can feel like late summer in some parts of Italy. So, for the purposes of this podcast, we'll refer to fall or autumn as late October to late November, when the weather has definitely shifted, the nights are cooler and mist hangs in valleys for a couple of hours after first light. There's no better time to travel in Italy if you ask me. Olive harvest is in full swing, festivals and local life bustle around you, and the rhythm of cities slows quite perceptively as the summer crowds fade. I've enjoyed many wonderful Italian moments across all seasons in Italy, but if I had to choose just one season and one experience for my future Italy travels, I'd choose visiting the smaller towns and villages in fall. This is when the sun glows lower over golden vineyards, a gentle mist curls around medieval towers, and when your plate of pasta and glass of wine tastes like perfection. It's when you can wear a stylish coat and not too many layers and wander to your heart's content without building up a hair-frizzing sweat. Summer in Italy is for the beach and mountains, but fall is for the towns. In this episode, I'll take you through 8 Italian towns that shine brightest in the autumn. Some you may have heard of, others are less familiar but no less enchanting, from a Renaissance jewel in Marche to misty lake towns in Lombardy and quiet villages that feel timeless. Whether you're planning a future trip or simply dreaming from home, I hope this journey inspires you to see Italy in a different light, one where the rhythm slows, the flavours deepen, and the beauty of autumn lingers in every stone street and vineyard row. So if you have one, and I wish I did, pour yourself a glass of Barolo, settle in, and let's explore these 8 Italian towns to visit in fall. Now, if you were wondering which town I was talking about in the introduction, this is it. High above the Umbrian countryside, Orvieto rises on a sheer volcanic cliff. In autumn, the sun bounces off the golden mosaics on the town's Gothic cathedral so that they shimmer. And when you take a wander along the city walls, the views stretch across the Umbrian fields that are busy with the olive harvest. I arrived in November and went there straight off the plane from Australia on the train from Rome. It was my first trip back to Italy after a 2-year break, and once my friend and I had left our luggage at the cafe near the station, we took the funicular to the old town and arrived in Wonderland. And I think it's Wonderland because Orvieto is a place where you immediately feel that you're in Italy. There aren't too many English-speaking voices to be heard on the streets, and there's no fanfare or fuss, especially when it comes to food and wine. Just good, honest, tasty fare served with a big smile. I went back a few months ago in summer, and yes, it was very charming then, but I have to say that in fall, Orvieto feels really different. It's especially atmospheric, like a hilltop haven wrapped in mist, and of course, it has years and centuries of tradition. I'm a little bit envious of our tour guests starting their Umbrian adventure there in late October. It's the perfect introduction to the region, so have a wonderful time if you're listening. Next up is Urbino in Marche, and Urbino is a new discovery for me, and it's a Renaissance masterpiece worthy of your attention. It's another walled town, and it feels like stepping back in time. There are a lot of places in Italy that do that. But, where Orvieto has a quiet beauty, albeit a grand cathedral, Urbino is a city of art and culture, and also some very impressive Michelin-listed restaurants. You could definitely while away a few hours popping into the Ducal Palace Gallery, stopping at the boutiques where I have picked up one of my favourite souvenirs of all time, which is a ducal star made of ceramic, and it's just beautiful. And you can also visit the churches to admire the frescoes because you can really, see them in perfect solitude. Now, I've only visited in summer, but you'll have to hold me back from returning there in the fall, because Urbino is a university town, and I've been told that in autumn the streets are buzzing with students and the surrounding Marche hills are washed in earthy colours, which are perfect for long walks, quiet drives, and perhaps that truffle hunt that I missed out on in summer. But even if you don't go searching for truffles, they are definitely on the menu in lovely Urbino in fall. And if you'd like to know a little more about this charming town, I wrote a travel guide on our Untold Italy Substack, and of course it is featured in our app. This next town is a classic autumn destination in Italy, and if you're a foodie, Alba needs no introduction. Come October and November, this little town becomes the stage for the White Truffle Fair, where the air is thick with the earthy aroma of one of the world's rarest delicacies. The fair is an important event on the local calendar, and truffles really take the centre stage here. But it's also a lovely time to reflect on the city's medieval past, and the guests on our Piedmont tours have loved the costume parades and celebrations at this time of year. It's really special to see the parade of costumed locals going through the streets, and lots of drumming and flag waving. It's really exciting. So around Alba, the vineyards that are surrounding the city glow with fiery reds and yellows, and if you arrive in October, the grape harvest is in full swing. All you need to do now is imagine yourself tucking into a plate of tangerine pasta sprinkled with truffle shavings and holding a glass of Barolo in hand. It's one of those places where you just need to relax into the season, and fall in Alba is at its very best, and it's, for that reason, one of Italy's unmissable autumnal destinations. If your wine tastes lean more towards Sangiovese, you will want to head to Tuscany. Set in the heart of the Chianti wine region, Greve is surrounded by rolling hills striped with vineyards. In September, the grape harvest fills the countryside with activity, and I know a few people that are heading there soon, but by October and November, the pace slows and the colours deepen into a golden patchwork. Greve is everything you imagine a small town in Tuscany would be, and it has a colourful market and the most gorgeous piazza, Piazza Mattiotti, and it's framed by portico buildings with the requisite cafes spilling outside. When the summer crowds have gone, Greve feels peaceful, and it's a lovely base for exploring Tuscany when it's at its most mellow. If you like walks through the countryside, the trail from Greve to Montefiorale will give you your foliage fix, and back in town there are several shops to pick up some delicious local produce and artisan wares. We make a stop in Greve on our classic Tuscany tours, and it's always a popular one. Now we're heading north to the Veneto region, the area that surrounds Venice. And known as the town of 100 horizons, Asolo is a romantic little hilltop retreat in the Veneto region. Visitors are drawn here for its views, which in autumn are especially enchanting, with crisp skies and chestnut trees on the hills going golden yellow. In Asolo, you'll stumble on Renaissance palaces, quiet piazzas, and little wine bars pouring the new season's Prosecco. Over the years, the town, that's one of Italy's borghi più belli d'Italia, which is one of the most beautiful towns in Italy, has attracted writers, poets and artists, among them Henry James, who came in search of serenity and beauty, and often they stayed quite some time. It's definitely my kind of place where time feels suspended, especially when the autumn light catches the terracotta rooftops and you don't need to rush, you can just simply enjoy. Also in the north, Mantua in Lombardy is a city embraced by water. 3 lakes that encircle its UNESCO-listed historic centre, reflecting the towers and domes in their still surfaces. In autumn, mist often rises off the lakes, giving the Renaissance palaces a very dreamy feel. The city is a popular destination for Italians in the fall because, apart from a beautiful foliage, it's a great time to visit the Ducal Palace, also known as the Gonzaga Palace, and Palazzo Te, which are immense historic buildings bursting with frescoes and art, and they've been beautifully restored. Now, Mantua is another university town. Are you sensing a trend here? And it's also famous for its food. So fall is the perfect time to try tortelli di zucca, which is a pasta stuffed with sweet pumpkin and spices. It's delicious. I have a real soft spot for uncharted Lombardy outside Milan. It's beautiful countryside and it goes about its business while Milan and Como hog the limelight. It's an area to explore if you've got a car and a few days spare en route from Venice to Bologna. Often called the dying town, Civita di Bagnoregio seems to float above the surrounding valley, connected to the modern world only by a long pedestrian bridge. In autumn, the morning fog drapes the cliffs, making the town look like it's suspended in the clouds. Inside the medieval centre, stone houses and narrow alleys feel almost untouched by time. This is chestnut and porcini mushroom season in the area, and a steaming plate of pasta in one of the local trattorias is the perfect way to warm up after exploring. Civita is not far from Orvieto, and you could easily combine a visit to these 2 places for a day or 2 exploring between Rome and Florence. The final town I want to mention is one that I haven't been to, but it's on my list. It's a bit of a spoiler for next week's episode, and it's on the list of towns to visit in fall due to its central location, just 2 hours by car from Rome. Nestled in a wide valley beneath the Apennines, Sulmona is famous for its colourful sugared almonds, but in fall the surrounding countryside adds even more magic. The mountains blaze with colour, and in nearby Navelli, the saffron harvest begins. Saffron is one of the most prized spices in Italy, and its flowers are bright purple, so that's definitely an unexpected burst of colour for the season that I'd like to see. But also, I really would love to experience the traditions behind the saffron harvest. There's nothing better than a harvest celebration in Italy, in my opinion. Now, other than that, I'd love to see Sulmona's market square alive with local produce and the preparations for the Christmas season ahead. There's nothing quite like a small town in Italy to get you ready and excited for a lovely winter season. So there you have it, 8 Italian towns that come into their own in fall. From the truffle fairs of Alba to the golden vineyards of Chianti, misty Renaissance Mantua and tiny Civita perched above the clouds. Each of these places offers something different, but they all have unique charms enhanced by the season. Unfortunately, I won't be visiting Italy in fall this year, but I'm excited for those of you who are. What a dream. If this episode has sparked ideas for your own Italian fall adventure, we'd love to help. On the Untold Italy app, you'll find guides to regions and cities, ad-free podcast episodes, and tools to plan your trip with confidence. And if you're ready for more hands-on support, our team offers trip consultations and full itinerary planning, full of those dreamy towns that you've been dreaming of. And it would be remiss of me not to mention our small group tours that happen in regions like Tuscany, Umbria and Sicily. And fall is our favourite season to travel in regional Italy, and that's for the reasons that you've heard just now. I'd also love to hear from you. Which of these towns would you most like to visit in autumn? Send me a note or share your thoughts in our Substack community or on Spotify, where we talk about travel dreams and real experiences in Italy. Grazie, as always, for listening and being part of this community. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep planning, and maybe even, if you're lucky, start packing for that Italian fall adventure that you've been dreaming of. That's all for today. Next time, we're visiting one of Italy's iconic destinations and looking at it through the eyes of a local. But until then, it's ciao for now. The Untold Italy podcast is an independent production. Podcast editing, audio production, and website development by Mark Hatter. Production assistance and content writing by the other Katy Clarke. Yes, there are two of us. For more information about Untold Italy, please visit untolditaly.com.